isn't ready for better relationships? This is the Real Connect podcast, where we're going to dive deep into how to improve your connections across the board. Whether it's you making $1 million deals or creating friendships that are going to help you reach the next level, or even having a solid partner and lover that is going to satisfy your needs and your wants. We're going to cut through all the fluff, get to the nitty gritty. I'm going to share my personal stories. I'm also going to have experts that are going to share insights on how you can become your absolute best self through quality relationships. All right, y'all, are you ready? Because I am. Welcome back to the Real Connect podcast. I am somewhat eager to have this conversation about long-lasting friendships and when it's time to let go. And I don't think we have this conversation enough. Recently I've been having it with a lot of my friends, but it takes a lot to have a friendship and to be invested in a friendship, and especially really any relationship, but a platonic one is no different. And I just want for everyone to realize that, it's okay to let people go. People always say there's a time and a reason and a season for individuals. And although you may be wanting to hold on, especially due to history, a lot of times it's always due to history and what used to be. But the truth is that if it's not a reciprocal relationship, it's time to just let it go. And you don't have to let it go in an animosity type of way. You can just let it flow. This literally just happened to me probably about a year ago, almost 2 years ago. I had a friendship with my best friend for about 25 years. We've grown together to a certain degree. We knew each other from high school. We went to college together. We literally moved to different states together. And it was a heavy situation to let go of. But I would like to inform everyone that it wasn't something that was taken lightly, and it wasn't something that just came out of the blue, right? Just like with any relationship breakup, you have signs and red flags and yield flags for that matter, that it's time to release. But with her, it was more about, I would like to think that I'm a pretty easy friend to have, but probably not to her. I don't really ask for much. She required a lot of me, and I showed up for her, but in more times than not, she was not present for me when I did ask, which was very slim. And I think over time, a lot of things that kind of hindered our relationship was her own personal, and this is with any relationship. When you come to a relationship and connection in which, you have your own individual baggage that you haven't really dealt with or healed from, or all of the things, it makes it very complicated to really be vulnerable and really provide yourself with a deep connection, because you're resistant in some way, shape, or form. We knew each other, and I would like to think that she knew me very well and I knew her very well, but we were not growing together at the same time. And that's normally fine too. There would be distant periods in which we wouldn't be connected as much, and then we would come back together and build some type of cohesion. But I will say that I always felt some type of disconnect. And, there were times where, I don't know about y'all, but she would leave me at parties to be with other people at times. I mean, she had red flags where she would be if I was struggling through something, she would be like, oh, let me call you back. And vice versa. It would be when she needed something, it was very urgent and I needed to be present, whether it's traveling to her or whatever. She just didn't invest as much time and energy into building and maintaining a fruitful relationship. And it was very hurtful to get to a point where it was okay, this is not working for me any longer. At one point we had a conversation about it, and I was this is not what I want from a friend. You got to give me more, and you tell me what you need from me, and we can figure out if this is going to work. It was like literally like a relationship breakup, but we were trying to process and work through it. One thing too that I would always tell people is that it's really nice or important to do like a relationship friendship assessment here and there, like who is draining you, who is not giving you what you need, whether that's, I'm big on reciprocity, so like connection, time, energy, conversation, like growth, evolvement. Like, are you teaching me something and am I teaching you something? Are you bringing something to the table or not? And if not, it's time to go. And there's a really cool assessment that I did. By the way, I went to therapy for this and other things. But one of the assessments that they gave me was called the McGill Friendship Assessment. And it was super helpful in just breaking down, like, if this is, because I came to her, like, I'm struggling a little bit with if this is, we had so much history and so much time invested in one another. It's like, do I really want to take the time and energy to let it go? And she was like, do this assessment, write down what you feel honestly and truthfully, and you make the determination whether this is fruitful for you to move forward or not. And like I said, we had a conversation. We talked through it. I told her that I would prefer for her to be my friend and be in my life. And she was like, I'll do whatever I can to like maintain this friendship. And yet and still, some people just are not ready to do the tangible work, which sucks. Okay. It really sucks. And sometimes it's you. Sometimes maybe you just can't show up the way that people are requiring you to. And that is okay. But don't take an advantage of someone else. Like, understand that, like, that's their choice to let you go. And, one of the things for me, once I finally let it go, it was a lot to do that, let that friendship go. And I literally was able to open myself up to the exact types of friends that I needed to take me to the next level or just connect with me. And it's almost like, gosh, why was I holding myself back for so long? And why was it? A lot of times the universe is not allowed to, or it's not going to give you what you need until you make space for it. And if you have people in your life that are not allowing you to like be open and be your full abundant self, then you're not going to be able to be in alignment with people that want to give you all of the things that you desire and require in a relationship, in a friendship. I literally now, thankfully, to some of my best friends that came out of nowhere, I like to think they came out of nowhere. They really like showed me that like all of the things that I was doing for someone else and for my previous friend was exactly what I needed from new people. And they showed up for me and they have shown up for me. So it's a big deal. And I think that, I just, as always, I want to end these episodes with like a challenge for you. I want you to think about the people in your life that like may not be offering you exactly what you need and what you expect, right? And like sometimes you don't have to get every detail or everything from someone, but you really should require them to step up to your level in any sense of the word. And, you know, talk about it, right? Like give people opportunities to discover or be, whatever it is that you need versus just kind of kicking them to the curb. Although I do that too. Logan's always like, it's either black or white with you. Like there's no gray, like either you're in or you're out. And it's very true. Like either I'm all in with a friend or a connection or whatever it is, or I'm like, kick rocks. Seriously, because I just don't have the time nor the energy or wherewithal to like deal with anything that's not reciprocal at any given time. But seriously, challenge yourself, take the McGill friendship assessment, go through, like take an assessment of all of the people in your life and recognize, are these people helping you evolve? Are they keeping you where you are? Or are you just like there just because it just sounds good, right? And a lot of times for even with my previous friendship, it was like we were just talking about, we would have conversations about things and a lot of the things would go back to high school. Like that's wonderful and all, but like I'm much older than high school now, and those memories just ain't giving what they used to give. So you need new, abundant memories to be created and new things and like people to continue to evolve and want to evolve. So take that McGill friendship assessment and let's get to the best friends that we could have. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Real Connect podcast. Make sure to comment and subscribe, and we will see you on the next episode.